gonna tell me? You're gonna tell me how to do the list?
Eat a burger.
Eat a
and
burger.
Put
You
it to rest.
Do it.
Now we know. Daddy's at the law firm until 8 hours, and Davey's watching XXX down in the fucking basement.
Get that out of my face.
But you punch the burger?
I'm gonna throw it.
Did you go to therapy?
Yes.
Yeah, we changed it. We're back up.
Come on.
You got a lot of Bobby Knight in you. You got a lot of Bobby Knight in you. We've seen him 2 places.
All right, Tuesday. I'm always thrown off by this is the first show of the week, or that's what always throws me off when the day off. Technically, or
You literally did a show this morning with the date and everything.
Granted, Tuesday, January 16th, healthy debate. I guess first off, shout out. You saw Erika in the opening. Always had a great relationship. She obviously announced today she's stepping down. I have nothing but good things to say about Erika, and I think Jack Mack said it too. The numbers speak for themselves. You look at what she inherited, and then what she turned this place into in terms of revenue and just the amount of people and the organization. Impressive stuff for her, and always has been, even from the first day I met her, just a charismatic, energetic, awesome person to work for and work with, which I think is a thing that gets lost, in culture today. So shout out to Erika, obviously, and the best, literally the best. So open there. The other one, it's kind of gained some steam now since we recorded. I kind of hinted it with you guys when we did it Thursday. The snake draft. How is the Super Bowl not a fucking tradition in sports? Why is there any kind of feedback from me? Any kind of pushback? I won the poll. I got all the replies are in my favor.
Pull it up.
Granted, it's like a loose tradition because I went with like the whole thing. Maybe I should have clarified it of like gambling on the Super Bowl or Super Bowl parties.
You want to get context for some people?
Yeah, all right. Sports traditions, snake draft. We did it. I took it 1-2. I let Jack Mack go 1-1. He took Virginia Tech, Enter Sandman. I think Super Bowl Sunday is up there with some of the greatest traditions. Like I said it all the time. Like in 10 years, 15 years, you're driving your kids like, hey, we're going to Jetski's house for the Super Bowl. Dad, why do we go to Jetski's house for the Super Bowl? Oh, it's tradition. Like why? Same thing. The boxes, the fucking pageantry, just everyone knows what they're doing on Super Bowl Sunday. Nobody gets married that day. Nobody travels that day. Youth teams don't play games that day. Like, it moved down. It was 60-40.
It was 60-40 in favor of no?
No, in favor of me.
Oh, okay.
Always. Yeah, it's a tradition, dude. And they left me off the poll. So I walked away with, I think, Super Bowl, one shining moment, the changing of the Masters, the winner putting that on. What else did I? Yankees roll call, which I hate the Yankees, but I did Yankees roll call, and I got another, banger. And I was left off the poll. Super Bowl Sunday, they were like, I don't know. Super Bowl Sunday is a tradition, without a doubt.
I don't think it is.
How is it not?
I don't know. I wouldn't go to the same place every single year, have the same exact things.
The Super Bowl is an American tradition.
Yeah, I don't think,
Super Bowl
tradition
Sunday
means you have to
is
go to the
very
same
much,
place, but I think if it's extra
Super
in a
Bowl
calendar,
Sunday is very much an American tradition.
Christmas.
Just a tradition and a holiday.
They're saying that that's a holiday, and then there's traditions within that, exchanging of gifts. So, but I'm like, it's a little loose. I don't know. Super Bowl's a tradition. Dude.
So would tradition then be?
It's never not going to be played on a Sunday. It's never not going to be the biggest thing in the world. It's literally the biggest event in the world. Waste of grass.
Would funny
Numbers
commercials be a tradition within the Super Bowl then? Probably.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah,
but I'm
arguably
saying I'm getting
tradition.
all of it. Yeah, by taking that, I'm taking all of it. I should have just clarified, I guess, gambling Super Bowl Sunday, but it's non-debatable.
Super Bowl boxes. Yeah, I guess you nailed that with the tradition within a tradition. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Healthy debate.
Yeah, I won that, and I got left off the poll. Second time in a row I've been left off, so I feel not great about my. But I don't know. Super Bowl's a tradition. Speaking of Super Bowl, I think we're actually in a spot where the divisional round is not going to be great games. If you see the Saturday spreads, 10-9, but I think that sets us up for an all-time Final Four. I'm willing, so healthy debate, I'm willing to sacrifice the divisionals if it gives us unbelievable AFC and NFC championship games. We've been building all year to the 49ers And I think, again, Detroit has not moved off of like the top 3. And that storyline of Detroit trying to get to their first Super Bowl, that would be unbelievable. So, like, give me that in the NFC. And in the AFC, you can't lose if it's – you can't even lose if it's Stroud. But I would like to see the Ravens, just because they've been the number 1, and the winner of the Bills-Chiefs, which is going to be a classic, put them in. So there we go. And we got the defending champs either getting knocked off. We got the upstart Bills who are out of control. I think we're set up. I think the divisionals are going to be kind of – I don't want to say boring, but like the 10-9 spreads I don't love, but I think we're set up for an all-time Final Four. All-time Final Four.
How do you feel about Jason Kelce hanging it up?
You know, I really like, for a guy I didn't know, like I'm not the guy who knows offensive talented players in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like I just don't, if you ask me linemen or I don't know them all, I'll be honest. Like I can't name them all. Kelce stood out, obviously, you know, with his stuff off the field. And it's a smart transition to do that in your last – when did he start the podcast? Last year?
I think.
That's smart. Like, he's got 2 years of it under his belt. Like, I think he's an impressive guy. Philly legend. What?
He set himself up nicely.
Yeah, Philly legend. Like, he does seem like a stand-up guy. He does a lot of stuff off the field. His wife's a sweetheart. Like, good guy overall. Really felt bad that the way it went. But, you know, Smitty kind of hinted at it too. I don't think he wants to go down that road, but they're saying, like, a veteran like that, you got a lot of veterans, like, is a little bit on him with the collapse or a little bit on him with the locker room kind of falling apart. We'll see. Not my position to really say. I like the guy. I almost wonder if there was so many things out of control. It's like, could he really get, you know what I mean? Like, the team's a disaster, the front office is a disaster, coach is a disaster. Like, how can he wrangle all that in? Yeah. It just got to be too big for him to get his arms around it. So, not everything's fixable. It's, you know, as great as a leader as it is, sometimes shit goes awry. So, but yeah, I think he's a class act.
Healthy debate. Do you think that Max Delente would have went out last night?
No, I don't think he would have. I saw Nicky Smokes catching a lot of heat for that. I did say this to defend Nicky Smokes. If you lose and you lose in like a game you were never really in, the only thing that can make you feel better is usually going out to the bar. So, and trying to chase skirt. So, and that's Nicky's second favorite thing to do behind the Dolphins. So
I gotta say though, like I don't care how anyone lives their life, but to live and die by a team, like I know that if I'm out at the bar and I'm watching Dayton or I'm watching Patriots and they lose, like it's not like I'm talking to anybody. It's like I gotta get out of there. I'm like not even talking to anyone. I'm looking at my phone. I'm checking the weather app. I'm getting the fuck
but
out
I
of
think
there.
it was a slow build. I mean, they lose the division. So, like, it was one of those – would you clarify that as a heartbreaking loss? I wouldn't. Would you clarify the Steelers as a heartbreaking loss? Like, I wouldn't have had a problem with the Steelers going out. The Eagles, a little different. That's like just a complete bump, like, disaster of a fucking season. I guess you could say the same about the Dolphins. But, I don't know, man. You're in your 20s.
I disagree.
I think heartbreaking loss, championship loss, you can't go out. Like,
look,
but –
Here's also where I'm at with, like, I guess – I just don't think you'd just be the guy that like lives and dies by your team, and then and then it's like I'm gonna go out and like do blow all this shit like I mean I guess it's one way
himself like in his bed like his bedroom and like a bottle of whiskey and like a line that would have been funny.
Right, like I would get fucked up by myself.
Right. Yeah, I guess I'm torn between that one.
How were you as an athlete, like in college? If you guys lost, was it win or lose, we booze, or like were you the type of guy that didn't want to talk to anybody?
It's hard because the games at one, like, I think you were still going out. But it's not, you're not like,
that's so
outwardly,
different.
It's one of those things you're just out and you're kind of like commiserating with each other. You're not making it, like after a win, you're going out. There's no doubt about it. After a loss, I think it's one of those, like, you're kind of out, but like, you're down-ticked. If you're normal and joking around and laughing, like, as you would be after a win, you kind of look like, it doesn't really matter to you. I think you could still like go out, or you may have already had plans. Like somebody's like, oh, like you tell people, oh, we're going to their party, we're going to this party. You can't like no show it, but you go and you're a little subdued. I think it was the best way to describe it. You know what I mean, Jetski? Like subdued. You're still going out, but you're subdued. Also, like you only got like 15, 16 weekends in a semester in college.
Oh, and you can't go out like one.
And you couldn't go out Thursday and Friday night all of football season.
Yeah.
So Saturday night was really your only night out because of the curfew. So like.
I don't make these types of jokes anymore because it almost got me suspended. Like, I'm not gonna say. But if anybody saw that Rick Pitino video,
yes,
that's the way that I deal with a loss.
Yes,
that's the way
agree.
you talk about heartbreak,
Yeah.
slow burn, anything. That's how I deal with a loss.
That speaking of a little college basketball, that stuff went crazy. The Utah State win. I know, like Sprinkle's my guy. Utah State. I said it from the get-go. Big game tonight. But did you see how they won that fucking game, Dukes?
5-point play.
5-point play. Unbelievable. It's an N2. Unbelievable win with that. Rick Pitino and Hurley just going at each other in a war. The Big 12 every night is just brutally difficult. Bama's not as bad as people thought they were. I also think there's a lot of teams in the mix who, like, we don't really know if they're good or not. Like, Clemson's ranked. BYU. Like, do we really see these teams raising a banner? There's a lot to answer with college basketball. We're going to have Ryan Hammer on tomorrow. Guy does a lot of stuff with analytics, watches a lot of teams. I always like conversating with him. We have Ryan Hammer on tomorrow for 40 minutes of hell, basically.
Last thing before we get to the callers. Are you worried about Houston at all?
Yeah, a little bit. But like I said, I mean, Marty kept being like, oh, you can't go 30-3. They're just playing tough games. Like in these conferences, did anyone worry about teams in the Big 12 before this that took losses? Did anybody worry about teams in the Big East back in the day? You're in the toughest conference. You're bound to take losses. But, yeah, I worry a little bit about Houston. They don't look as superhuman as I said they did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Healthy debate.
Still think they're really good.
Healthy debate. They're just getting used to their roster without Arsenu.
Right.
Because he's out for the year. 2, if LJ Cryer is going to go 4 for 28 in 2 games, and that's your best player, your best offensive weapon, then, yeah, you're not going to win some games.
And they lose both games.
And they lost both games on the road by less than 1 possession. Look at UConn last year in January.
They had 6 losses. Yeah, without a doubt. If
you want to play your best ball, you don't want to play it in January.
I think it's one of those, like, seat at the table type things. I don't think there's a lot of teams with a seat at the table right now who can win a national championship. Houston, they're still at the table.
They lost 2 games on the road, and they're still like 1 in every metric.
They ain't getting up for anybody either. Like, somebody comes to the table and is like, hey, can I have a seat? No, not yet. Houston's still at that table, firmly at the table. So.
They aren't just number 1 in the metrics. They're number 1 by a lot.
Yeah, they play defense, man. It's unbelievable defense. That travels. So, all right, let's go second. Go ahead, Phil.
I just want more. Do you think I can barely talk? Do you think Frank had his best fastball on Saturday? Because I thought he was throwing 92 middle in.
Yeah, he's Frank's good. It sucks, man. I wanted him to see him win, but I still love this Mahomes story. Like now we've got a new chapter where Mahomes has to go to Buffalo. He never had to go to Buffalo. So I've been saying I think Mahomes has Allen's number. I just think it's something about it. He just can't get over him.
I got a question to build.
But now he's got to go to Allen. A little bit of that different chapter. I'm excited to watch that game, and I'm so amped. It's Sunday. I almost wish it was reversed and Martin Luther King Day was this weekend, because like that prime. You know what I mean? Like that. Having that game on a Sunday night is how it used to be. But whatever, it is what it is.
Let me tee something up from the chat for you real quick.
Sure.
So when we were talking about Jason Kelce, I missed this, but Jeff Sharp said, anybody think that Travis might retire this year and Jason and himself ride off into sunset and build their brand bigger on new heights?
I've been saying this for
if they don't win a Super Bowl.
He turned it down already, so it's not even a debate.
He said he's
not.
He said he did.
I think Travis would be a fool.
Until it's official.
He lives on the internet and he doesn't even know this shit.
No, I know he said it.
Travis Kelce said it.
Doesn't matter if he says it now. What happens if he says it after a loss?
He could change his mind. He could change his mind.
And his bag, like, you know how much he got for those Pfizer commercials apparently? Like $30 million plus. So like it's not like he necessarily, and he's with Taylor Swift. It's not like he needs to sacrifice his body.
Yeah, he could get into. He could start a fashion brand.
Be an actor
with her backing, and just by happenstance, he's making millions and millions of dollars. Think about that. If he opened like a men's half decent brand available at Target or fucking
H&M
Walmart or H&M, yeah, agreed. Like you're telling me that girls aren't gonna go buy that stuff for their boyfriend? Oh, you look good in these pants because Travis wears them, without a doubt. But
his agents are trying to mold him after The Rock.
He's still a top tight end, man.
For sure.
Like I think and here's the thing, dude. If he had Rodgers and Rodgers was like 40 years old as his quarterback and you're chasing, okay, we got 2 years of this guy in his prime.
Yeah.
Mahomes is fucking in his prime. Maybe do what he did with Gronk and fucking Hernandez. Like before Hernandez lost his marbles. Yeah. You can go to a 2 tight end type of format.
He could go out like, I don't know, how long did Tony Gonzalez play till? Like
long
39,
time.
40? Yeah. He could do that and just be like a red zone guy.
If the going's good, man, I think you look back and like you can't leave it when you got a guy like Mahomes, the second coming of Brady. Like there's no way. Just keep riding it out. Unless your body's really like broken down. But
healthy debate. I said this on Twitter on Saturday. Patrick Mahomes somehow, some way, is the most annoying player in the NFL this season. It's really, I don't even think up for debate. He's top 2. It ain't 2. He is so goddamn annoying and infuriating. One, the way he was bitching and whining and complaining on TV during the Peacock game was so excruciatingly annoying. And 2, the Josh Allen shit when he like tried to take away the Bills' win over the Chiefs and like doing that whole like, oh, the refs blew that game, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like it's just he somehow has been more insufferable than Brittany and Jackson this season.
Yeah, my man.
I don't think it's a healthy debate.
Fucking MIA, dude.
Jackson had a good year, dude. No
Jackson.
Yo, I used to be a Jackson simp, dude. I used to do his dances.
He beat the Charge.
I'm still out on Jackson.
He beat
the
case,
Charge.
like,
He
KK?
beat
Still
the
out on
case.
Jackson.
Rico.
Still out on Jackson.
Like not Rico like that. Like
I'm still out on Jackson. But yeah, I guess Mahomes has been annoying, but I think he feels the pressure this year. Like his wide receivers suck. Team stinks. Can't score in the red zone. I don't know. Maybe he was slow playing us. Until somebody beats him, he's the Super Bowl champ as far as I'm concerned. And I still would probably put him ahead of the 49ers. And I know that sounds fucking crazy. But if it becomes Chiefs-49ers and the Chiefs are a dog, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah,
until he loses. And he could. So we'll see. And I know people are going to say, oh, he lost to the Bucs. Yeah, he did. COVID year. Randy Reed's son that week. Like, I want to see that Super Bowl redone. We'll see what happens.
Can I say a take that's going to
give
make
me
me
the
sound
last
so dumb?
Yeah.
Is the Chiefs are such a bad matchup for the Niners, and I'll get there, obviously, because of Patrick Mahomes, because when they go up 7-0, the 49ers are not built to come back in games. Kind of like if Washington jumps out over a lead over Michigan.
Yeah.
It's like you can't play your run, play action pass.
Yeah.
You got to start throwing
at
the
7,
ball.
I think the 40. That's
You know what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah.
Not 7, but, you go down early, 14.
The
Whatever.
problem is the Chiefs just can't score in the red zone. They just kick field goals.
Just look at the 49ers in that Super Bowl. Once you had Jimmy G, you're like, oh, this is like an obvious passing situation. Obviously, they're going to lose.
Right.
Whatever.
Interesting. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I'm just very excited for that game. That Bills-Chiefs game, give it to me.
Who do you have?
Super excited. Chiefs right now. I don't
think
love it, but I'm a Mahomes. Mahomes plus the points. I'm going to do that. Like, when else am I getting that? So
I agree. I like the mentality. I like Houston outright.
I'm rooting for it. I think Stroud. If it's Stroud Allen, that'd be a fun one too. So, all right, let's go second quarter and load them up. We're a little long-winded on that one, but we'll get them going. Go ahead.
Rusty, Indiana.
What's going on, Rico?
What's up?
Piggybacking off of the call or the topic about smokes going out. My thing is, some athletes, you're either one of two. Some love to win, and others just hate to lose. You can't be both, one or the other. Healthy debate.
Interesting. Yeah, I never. That's a saying I never fully got. I think they kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, you love to win, but you also hate to obviously you hate to lose.
Do you think someone like Kobe, did he love to win or he was like
Hated to lose.
I think he hated to lose.
terrified of losing? I think that's more
The best ones always hate to lose, right?
Yeah, but then
like perpetually terrified of failure.
so those old stories with Jordan though, he would play you 100 games until he beat you. Well, that doesn't gain a lot of clout with me either. Because when we line up, same thing, like you line up in a Super Bowl, there's one game. You don't get a second chance of, let's run it back. Like, game 7 in basketball and football and even hockey. Like, that shit, line up, you got to win that game. So him being like, I'll keep playing you till I lose or till I win, I think that's over glorified. But yeah, maybe you sold me. The best ones that really do hate to lose. Like, I think Shaq was a guy, and he's a stud, but I think he loved winning. I think, but he could be an all-time, you could be an all-time great either way. It's just a matter of what.
Brady, look at this. Brady, he doesn't talk about the wins with Eli Manning. He always says that the losses killed him.
Same thing.
And there's a guy within Barstool that doesn't like to win. He hates to lose. Who is it?
Doesn't like to win, hates to lose.
I feel like Dave loves to win because I don't really think he takes many L's, so I don't think it's him.
Once you get it, it'll make sense.
Give me a hint.
Lost this weekend.
Frank?
Yeah. Think about it. He only freaks out
No,
when they lose.
I think Frank loves losing, weirdly. I think
It's like
Frank,
a bad toxic ex.
Yeah, he likes that.
Do you think there's a little I know he doesn't play it up for the cameras because I've seen he would do this shit for 10
Court
years.
offices, yeah.
Yeah. But there is a part, like, there's some part where it's just like he knows at this point where he's like, oh, they're
100%.
losing, like, I'm gonna put out a banger.
Yeah, he 100%
Like
knows
during
how
the
to
week,
throw
he's just like
fastballs.
reciting what he's gonna say.
Yeah, he's gotten a little bit better with that, where he really only saves it when it's really getting bad. He used to flip out like all game. It was tough, but Frank's the best. Yeah, tough. It's another tough loss. So I don't know. I don't know where you go with this. The real story to me is like, what do you do if you're the Steelers? Because you got a great coach, but you just don't have a good quarterback yet. Pickett could be the guy, but there's 7 or 8 other quarterbacks in the AFC. Like, they're in kind of no man's land. They keep making the playoffs. Steelers are in a tough spot. But, Dukes, give me the next one.
Biz, California.
Rico.
What's up?
Rico.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, first time, long time. Hey, I got one for you. With a guy like Che, I was watching that stream last night. Is it okay to put the banishment on a friend like that, watching the games?
Yeah.
He is unbearable.
Well, I would have put the ban on him for other reasons. But, yeah, he's pretty insufferable watching games.
It's pretty bad, man. I mean, if I was Max, I would have decapitated him.
Max is not a guy. I like poked fun at Max in the World Series somehow, and there is no like joking around with Max. He takes that shit super serious. So
I got another quick one for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's better to be on the truck than the engine. Shout out to all the firefighters.
I never had the pleasure of regularly being one of the truck guys, but I would like to say that putting it out is not as bad, man. Putting it out's a lot of fun.
Yeah, breaching the doors, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but a Halligan's not going to save you from a burn, man. I'd like to have some water on my side. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah, hey, come out to California. You fight fires without water.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like doesn't sound feasible.
Wildland firefighting, man. You cut line.
Yeah, it doesn't sound feasible. But good luck, man. Stay safe. Dude, give me the next one.
Thanks.
Mike, Hoboken.
Yo, Rico, what's going on?
What's up?
Yo, was listening, talking about sulking in those losses, like after a football game. So, Division III, there's a frat, mostly football, not all football. On Saturdays, they can't even open on Friday. If they lose, they don't open. They don't party. Healthy debate for the other guys in that frat. Like, how would you feel? Like, sounds like a bunch of losers.
Depends.
You're not on the team. Go party. Like,
Yeah.
You're a loser.
Like I said, dude, like we'd still go out. It's just one of those, don't act like an asshole. Like, it was always, it's that much worse when you go out to your coach and, like, you come back, somebody gets in a fight, somebody gets written up, like, you know, whatever. It's like you did it after a loss. After a win, he could kind of be like, all right. It's like, well, you lost. You should be back in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, so just don't act like an asshole. But, yeah, you only have a certain amount of days, man. You only have a certain amount of Saturday nights. And you can't go out Thursday.
Like,
and you can't go out Thursday, Friday. Yeah. You lose, but just be subdued.
And these guys go like 2 for 8, too.
Yeah,
like,
you lose, just be subdued.
Yeah, I think that is such loser shit. If you, that is
Just
so,
sad.
like the
I know,
guys
right,
in the
Duke?
fraternity can't have a party or throw a party or whatever because the football team loses because they suck. Like, it's D3 football.
Yeah, how many guys in the frat? Yeah.
Like, I remember dating like the frats that I was in. I was friends with the kids on the football team, but the football guys and the frat guys, they didn't really get along that well. But I always remember the first week after the football season when they could go to the bars on like that Thursday or Wednesday, they'd always go nuts.
That was Midnight Madness was that Thursday. It was it was coming of age.
Nuts.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Yeah, but not
All right, thanks, guys.
Being in season fall semester is tough. Very tough. You lose all Thursdays and Fridays. All right, let's go halftime, and then pull the LeBron thing because I'm actually on LeBron's side, and then we'll come out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you credit. These are some of the hardest ones I've ever had.
Need an answer in 5.
I don't know it.
Oh, shit!
I'm a mess! And you know how many times I'm gonna have to say no tonight? I'm married? You know, too many!
to. I'm just pulling it up real quick. DM it to the account here.
Race Stanko? Good? All right, perfect. That, no, it's fine. That full video's up now. Shout out Jeff D. Lowe for writing those questions on short notice. Shout out Frank. Some tough, I said it. I did not expect those questions. Very, very tough. So shout out Jeff. Good to challenge yourself. Thanks to everybody who came up. Do we have Phil, you have it? Now you're muted.
He sent it to the Twitter account, right?
All right.
So we can pull it up.
No, it's all good.
Just came through.
Yeah. So somebody basically, somebody kind of approaches LeBron. Here, wait for this. So he's on the end of the bench. Go ahead, Phil. That's fucking crazy. That shit just doesn't happen.
Run it back one more time.
No, you're good. Because it's long. You get the sense of it. But he gets there. Yeah, that shit just doesn't happen. Like absolute brutal for the. Here, lower that. Did we lose that? Perfect. Absolutely brutal for the security team, and I'll give LeBron credit. Kind of handled himself pretty well. Now, if it came down to like, if he ever thought he was threatened, I think LeBron takes pretty much everybody. But for a guy who is fast to give LeBron L's, I'll give him a win on that one. Handling himself with composure. But L to the security team. You can't let a guy, especially with some problems we've had, you can't let a guy get that close. Also, some other laughs from over the weekend. Did you see Mad Dog got, I blogged it, Mad Dog got ripped off that Andy Reid was going to retire before the game.
No, I can pull it up.
It's fine, that audio, and then he also got hit with, what else did he get nailed with? Oh, this was a great one. He's doing the recap for the games with the playoffs, and he's talking about the weather with the Bills and shit like that, and he's like, Dallas, 39 degrees down there, it's going to be cold. They'll be battling the elements. We'll wait to see what happens. Dallas plays in a fucking dome. It's like, Chris, like, what are you talking about? He's the best. Absolute best. All right, Dukes, give me one.
Do you want his audio?
The Andy Reid audio?
Let's see. Yeah.
Well, it's got, his music at the end of it. You could get whatever. But he says, Jetski, he says Andy Reid is going, and it's from a fake Adam Schefter report. So he says Andy Reid is going to retire before the game. It's a playoff game. Says he's going to retire before the game. Russo's the best. What do you got? Good. All right, Dukes, go ahead.
Mike, Jersey.
Rico, you hear me?
Yeah, now I do.
All right, fantastic. Before I start my healthy debate, I want to apologize to Dukes. Last week, I made a joke that Dukes was sandbagging me on the audio.
Oh, thank you. I remember now.
I apologize, Dukes. I heard you last week. I was busting chops. I'm sorry.
So was I. I just want to show who's got the power here. I was a little power hungry. I'm sorry, Mike.
I respect
No, I'm sorry.
I respect it, Dukes.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You can go.
I'm healthy debate. Rico, if you were like Ole Miss, and let's say Kiffin got hired in the next year or two, would you look at a guy like Prime? You're a lower, like B, C tier program in the SEC. You're never going to be on par with Texas, Bama, et cetera, et cetera. At what point do you say, well, let's just get the big brand name and go all in and try and win?
I get your point with that, because then you can get, like, he's going to recruit. It's a lot of storylines.
Also, keep all Ben Mintz-related reasons out of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I thought Prime, he had a nice little run for a month. Like, we like Deion. There's a lot of baggage on that team at the end of the year. Like, we couldn't figure out what was going on with the OC. He had a problem there. I feel like he's been a head coach for 1 year in the major programs. Let's let him get to a bowl before we start throwing his name out for Ole Miss.
He hit his win total in year one.
He did hit his win total. But if you're talking about now taking the step to like compete for national titles, that's different. I'd like to see more success with that. If you're just saying you want him to sell tickets and be a show, then yeah, Ole Miss and places like that should go look for him. Because Ole Miss is on the long shot to win a national title. The same with like a Vanderbilt or a who's a program in the Big 12? Iowa State. Like that's a long shot program.
He takes his quarterback. He takes Travis Hunter. He takes Shador. He takes Shiloh. He takes all his studs. They put him on Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's a 3-loss team at the worst, in my opinion.
Right.
Like he has no talent at Colorado. Like just on the offensive line, like he's clearly.
But coaches win games too, and like not a lot of them. It is much on the athletes, but you don't see him potentially being coached out of a few games a little bit.
I mean,
just with the experience.
I gave him 3 losses. I feel like that's what he's saying he'd be coached out.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see a little bit more success. But to your point, yes, I do think programs like that should just take a chance on a guy. The same way, like I think if you're a squandering Division I program, take a shot on a guy like DeBoer or the guy from Eastern Washington or an FCS program that's just killing it. Be like, you know what? The guy just wins. Why not? All these other D1 names that are just getting rotated around, or maybe we get the guy who's the offensive coordinator at Tennessee and he wants a head job if I'm at South Alabama or I'm at James Madison or this place or that place, like, you know, Marshall and all these, like, take a shot on a guy from FCS who wins a lot of games and give him his shot. Somewhere along the line, somebody gave Saban their first shot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think the recycled washing machine of these coaches, because they're at a big program, let's think outside the box. So it worked for DeBoer, so who knows? Not going to work for everything. But, yeah, Prime is an interesting combo. I will say that. I don't know what to make of it. But, yeah, I would take a shot on him at a place that needs to make some noise.
Peyton, Cedar Rapids.
Rico Bosco, how you doing today?
What's
How you
up?
feeling?
What's going on? Good.
Well, I told you last week. I said, hey, there's no sure thing with a bet, but the Chiefs were. I think they had that one in the back last week. The Peacock game with Taylor Swift there. I didn't see them bowing out in the wild card. So now I'm looking ahead this week, and obviously it's not a hot take or anything, but I think it's pretty evident that Detroit moves on. And you were talking about it a little bit already. I think we know it in our hearts that the Chiefs are winning too as well. So I think, you know, if you really get on those 2 teams this week, I think those are your for sure bets in the NFL this coming week. And then I also want to talk to you about some college basketball bets.
Yeah, I don't love the I think it's the Chiefs to lose, even as bad as they've looked. Until the Chiefs lose, I'm still going to think they can win the Super Bowl. And even when they lose, I'll be like, that wasn't real. You know, it's like when the Patriots used to get knocked out, or when the Lakers were running shit and they were and then they get knocked. Or the Warriors, like when the Warriors lost to the Raptors, I was like, wait, they still got a shot here in this series. Like, I was amazed by that one. So, but the Chiefs have looked like shit. So I'm just watching that. I don't really have a strong feeling about it. If you ask me, Mahomes plus money is one of those things that's like a full moon. You don't see it very often. So I would back Mahomes because you're not going to get that chance ever with them as on a plus sign. So, yeah, I'm leaning Chiefs, but, man, they look good. They look bad, dude. And the Bills look pretty good. Chiefs can't kick. They just keep kicking field goals. I think that could be their demise with a Buffalo team that could score. Going to Buffalo adds a different element. You know, that place is going to be rowdy. They're going to have the snow cleared out unless it snows 8 feet again. But they'll have the snow cleared out. That place will be packed again. Buffalo's been waiting for them. This is the hump they can't get over. The Chiefs keep ruining it. 12 seconds. The other game before that, the year before, the Chiefs have their number. I think the Bills will be dialed in here, and this could be a classic. You ask me who I'm picking? Yeah, it's the Chiefs, but I don't feel good about it, man, because they have not looked good, and that's a rare form or sentence to say in the last 5 years because the Chiefs have looked really good. Give me college basketball.
Yeah, you're right. I'm tuning out all the things he said except for one. Mahomes plus odds. I think we know in our hearts he gets it done. 2 games I'm looking at tonight. Indiana has some rest behind them. I think plus 9.5. That's a lot of points. Kind of fishy, but I don't think you should look too much into it. I think Indiana covers that with potential for a win. And then also Arkansas at home tonight. They've looked so bad. I hate to say it, but I think plus 3.5 tonight or plus 2, whatever you can get that at. I think they have potential to win too tonight.
Yeah, Arkansas at home is much different. Desperate team. I think Edey's taking names, man, kicking ass and taking names, and he's brutal to cover. He put on a clinic the other day. I worry about Indiana in that game. It makes sense at home, like super rivalry, but I really could see Purdue putting it on them tonight. So we'll see. I lean Purdue, but I like the other one. I like Arkansas. It's a good pick.
All right, sounds good. Hey, have a good one.
All right, let's go fourth quarter and empty them out, dude. They still calling in?
We'll end with 4.
That's perfect.
Ready?
Yeah.
Catherine, Maine.
Oh.
What's up?
Hi, Rico. How are you?
Hello. How are you, dear?
I'm well, thank you. I wanted to call back in. It's been a couple weeks since we last spoke about, paid time off in the workplace, and I also talked to you about wedding stuff.
Okay. Yes.
So I know you're a big wedding guy, and as a married man yourself, I want to get your opinion or healthy debate per se about the planning portion when it comes to the role of the groom. So you see a lot of times where the woman or the bride will just plan everything and just kind of go from there. But I really want this day to be about both me and my fiance. So healthy debate. What is a good role for him to really narrow in on? And so he still has that say, but not get overwhelmed. And I also don't want him to pick something stupid.
Yeah, I did. I was probably the right. I was like the right mix of that because I didn't get. So here's where I'm at with that. I think you got to corner him, and say what really matters to you about this day, and I mean I don't want to, if he's just like, hey, it really matters to me about drinking Coors Lights with the groomsmen before the wedding, maybe reconsider. Like he could be a good guy, but like maybe reconsider what the wedding thing is all about. Like maybe take him to double pre-Cana. And like say, hey, this is a partnership. But no, like to me, I didn't really care about the flower placements. Didn't really care about the centerpieces. Didn't really care about lighting and different stuff like that. But ask him what matters, and it could be as little or as big. Like to me, I told the photographer, no questions asked. I need you to get these 2 photos. Figure out however you want to angle it. The minute she walks down the aisle, I want my face and I want her image. Like both. I want both.
For sure.
The first time I see it, and like mark that photo and let me know like that was the one. Like okay, I wanted that. I knew I needed a good DJ. Like I knew that from day one.
Red flag if he says he wants a wedding raffle.
A wedding raffle?
Yeah, like a 50-50.
We've been big proponents of wedding raffles on this program.
I'm not sure. I can't say I've ever heard of that concept until just
we started
now.
we started
thing where there's a okay, I was gonna say the only thing I know of with a monetary value is like the dollar dance where you pay to dance with the bride or the groom.
Oh, never heard of that.
I never heard of that. That's kind of cool.
No, maybe that's a New England thing. I don't know, but that's something that I'm not interested in.
I think that if you bog him down and say like, what color napkins do we want? A guy is gonna be like, let me watch the game. Like we just don't care. But ask him what he wants. Like walking in, is there an instrumental piece of music that maybe his grandmother used to play on the violin? Like, can you pull that out of him? And we're like tough. We're tough. Like we're tough to get info out. We're guys. We don't want to like share shit. So you're gonna have to like pull it out of him. But find out what he matters about and just ask and say, listen, these are like, what do you want to get out of this wedding, or what are some things that or other weddings that you went to and said, oh, that kind of sucked, or that was really good. Yeah, like I don't want to say put my foot down, but like I suggested the rehearsal dinner 2 nights before. Nobody wants to be out the night before late. Yeah, that's my advice. Big advice for that one. Nobody wants to be out the night before. You wake up hungover the day of your wedding. Give yourself a buffer in between, especially if people are traveling. Friday you could play golf. Girls can go to the spa. People can sit around the hotel, get in a little late. Like do the rehearsal dinner 2 nights before if you get married on a Saturday. My advice. But yeah,
we are getting married on Saturday.
I would do the rehearsal dinner Thursday.
It was supposed to be 11/1. We had to bump it up a week, so it's 10/25 now because this is what's wild. All 4 months of fall into winter, there was one group that had booked up the date that we wanted. It was the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Ooh.
And I offered to pay them off and to join their little society, and they said, no, we want this date.
Which day did you want? You wanted 11/1?
I wanted 11/1 because it just looks kind of cool on paper. It was right before daylight savings, so everybody would get an extra hour of sleep after our wedding. But now we're doing 10/25, and people are all butthurt saying, well, you're going to mess up Halloween parties. And I said, fuck your Halloween parties. This is my wedding.
All right, hold on. That starts too. We can get into this. We probably already passed Halloween season, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we did, right? But healthy debate. So Halloween next year is on a Friday, or this year is on a 31st?
Let's see.
I'm looking at this year is on a Thursday.
Halloween,
so next year is on a Friday. Our wedding on the Saturday before.
Oh, all right. So 2025. You're married next year. Yeah.
Yes,
Halloween weekend is not the weekend before. It's not.
Exactly.
It's not the weekend before. You go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that's enough. Even Saturday is a little stretching. But you do not go out the week before. No.
Thank you.
Yes. But to answer your question, you got to kind of pull it out of them. You got to be like, just tell me what matters. I won't bog you down. You got to know you can't bog him down with the stuff that has no change of his life.
Like the napkin color.
Agreed.
He's not going to give a shit about the
napkin I would ask,
colors
ask him stuff that matters. Like if the photographer is forcing, do you want to do a first look? Ask him what he really wants with that. DJ, groomsman's suit, different stuff he should have an opinion on. He shouldn't just be whatever. It's your wedding too, so stuff that matters to him,
that's exactly
figure it
what
out.
I tried to tell him.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'm going to have to ask him in a very non-confrontational way and just kind of see what matters to him. That's really good advice,
The
Rico.
food, there's certain things he should care about. The food, you go taste the food. Again, the DJ or the band, you got to do that. Entrances, stuff like that. What matters? What do you want to dance with your mom? When do you want to do that? Do we want to honor people? What do you want to put on the invitation? Different things like that matter. Certain things don't. So, we can't be bogged down with too many decisions. Would be my advice.
Okay, I think that's good advice. I think that's absolutely fair, and I will definitely be considering those in the coming months.
Yeah, check in with us, Catherine.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I
Catherine,
love chatting with you guys.
Healthy debate. Catherine sounds like a catch, by the way. So this guy better get his act
I'm
together.
pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucking great. So.
I'm wondering if the chat.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, don't worry. The chat will have you.
The chat's probably like, oh my god, it's a girl. It's a girl.
Yeah, the chat will have your socials in a half hour. They're fucking savages.
No, chat's been pretty pro.
Yeah, Catherine. Right? Yeah, agreed. Yeah, no, we're having some fun, Catherine. Get them in order, and we'll check in with you as we go.
Liam, Louisville.
We lose him?
Rico.
Yo.
All right. I didn't listen to Pick Central today. I don't really have anything to debate with you about. I just wanted to feed you some of my college basketball picks for tonight and see what you think.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. What do you think about Pittsburgh money line?
Who do they have?
They're at home against Syracuse.
I like it. Syracuse has not been good. They score a lot, though. Kind of like that over.
Baylor money line.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I got to back my guys at K-State. Isn't Baylor a dog? That line should tell you. That's fishy.
But they're 9.
Yeah. I think K-State. K-State gets the big signature win. They've been sitting on the bubble. These teams on the bubble usually get a big win. I like K-State there. And I love Baylor. So.
What about Kent State?
Who do they got?
They're at Northern Illinois.
Go with Kent State. I'm going to ride you.
St. John's spread.
Love it.
St. John's at Seton Hall? Are they favored?
Yeah.
St. John's favored? How many? 2?
2.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, I can't win in this one because the St. John's people are mad at me. The Seton Hall people are mad at me. St. John's has been traveling. I think Patino wasn't happy with the loss to Creighton.
He's fired up.
I know. St. John's. St. John's.
It's going to be a lot of Johnny's fans, too.
100%. That would be a really good game to go to. I know Frank was trying to go to that. That'd be a really good game to go to tonight.
And then last one, what about Kansas?
Yeah, I like. Nah, I mean, money line. You're laying a lot of points. I don't. You're laying a lot of juice, I should say. I do like Kansas. Yeah. Oklahoma State is a tough place to go, but there's very few must-have-it wins in the Big 12. I think Oklahoma State's towards the bottom end of that Big 12. Kansas goes and gets it done. I would lay the points.
All right.
Didn't expect him to say any of those games.
I wouldn't want other people's opinions when I'm giving the bets. I credit to all these people who give the calls, but they think I'm not an expert. But I wouldn't want anybody to talk me out of it. It's only when I'm I only ask. I'm gonna place my bet anyway, so credit to them. But all right, give me the last one. Two more. What do you got?
Two more guys that you
perfect.
know. They call in a lot. So Gary Queens.
Gary.
What up, Rico?
What's up?
After Catherine's call, I gotta ask maybe a possible movie script, The Wedding Planner 2, starring you, and fall in love with some love interest of your choice.
Exactly.
So that could be a good movie.
I don't know if I have the time for that. I'm sure Catherine sounds lovely, but I'll be honest, I just don't have the time to try to. It could be Kate Upton calling in, man. I don't know if I have the time for that. So no disrespect to Catherine, I just can't be juggling life.
You handled it well.
Yeah. I've been trying to give her a compliment. She does sound like she sounds like a catch, So this guy, if it's bothering her, if he's not involved, he's got to get his act together. But hey, I know you. I probably know you're going with this question. Yeah, he did get fouled.
No, not even. I'm taking the high road like Patino. I mean, you can just look at the numbers. It's absolutely ridiculous. I expect a home whistle, but 20-8, and 2 of Creighton's fouls. One was intentional when they were just trying to give one at the end, and one was a technical.
Right.
So really, it was 20-6. I mean, I expect a home whistle going to Omaha, but that was a little ridiculous. But we're on to the Hall tonight. I expect us to come out with our hair on fire and kick their ass. My healthy debate, though, I didn't even really call to talk Johnny's today, was how bad is snow if you don't have a snow day?
Horrible. It's the worst. It's the biggest annoyance. The biggest annoyance in the world.
This morning, I get out to my car, 6 a.m. It's still dark out. Car's covered in snow, and I'm having an issue with the button on my car alarm to open my car. So I have to unlock the door with a key. My car's a little older. So I do that, start my car, get the brush, start wiping off my car, close my door. Now I'm locked out of my car.
Oh.
All because of the snow. So I spend an hour trying to jimmy it. Not that type of guy. Couldn't do it. Had to call somebody to come, a locksmith. Just the snow ruined my whole morning when I wanted to have a nice, easy day off the 3-day weekend and get ready for the Johnnies tonight. So I'm fired up and ready to kick some Seton Hall ass because the snow just really ruined my day.
Yeah, Gary's coming with a vengeance. Yeah, it's tough, man. You got to get the second key somewhere, too. I'm sure you have it, and you just don't know where you put it.
I can't find it.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to the world. That's how it goes. But yes, snow is a massive.
Snow days as a kid was.
Yeah, now they took
great.
snow days
Now
away
it's
from
annoying.
kids. They took them away. Fucking crazy. But so they were like, oh, we could do this shit on Zoom. It's pointless. Yeah, snow. My small amounts of snow, nothing worse, nothing bigger, no bigger annoyance in the world. Just either cancel my
everyone
work.
Can't just stay home. Yeah. It's pointless.
It's pointless. The worst. The worst.
My last point, and you talked about it earlier, was I really think going into March Madness this year, and we're seeing it early, but I really think you can throw the seeds out.
Yes.
Obviously, the 14, 15, 16, but we've already seen those upsets. But I think once you get into the dance, the seeds aren't going to matter. I could see all ones going out second weekend or earlier. I mean, you could see a Final Four with, 7s and 6s. I mean, it's just been crazy and a lot of parity, and it's going to make for.
If I offered you this prop right now, would you take it? No 1 seeds to make the Final Four.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would because the top, unless the only one that really terrifies me would be Connecticut, fading Connecticut. But Houston can lose, Kansas can lose. Who else is slated for a 1 right now?
Is Kansas slated for a 1?
They're in the discussion.
Let me look
Purdue can lose.
Dayton
Tennessee can lose.
When are you going to start taking us seriously?
I liked you on Friday night.
We're 3.
Yeah, Dayton's a 3. I don't know if they have enough to get a 1.
Do you smell that? It smells like 2020.
But they could easily lose, too, because they're a one-man.
Agreed.
Who?
No, don't get them fired up, Gary.
Who?
Gary, it's home.
Gary, we had 5 guys double-digit scores against you guys. It's crazy. It's insane. We have guys that could go off any night.
He couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would take the prop. It's wide open this year. We're going to talk to Ryan Hammer tomorrow. The analytics. I just think there's the same thing. I think I've heard it. I think Mark said it a few times. The confetti test. Could you see this team pulling down the confetti? And it's no. Could you see BYU?
I could see pulling it down. Patino.
Yeah, I could. I really. Well, I said I could see.
St. John's could lose clearly.
They can.
Yeah,
but I could see St. John's.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Purdue. Could you see them
My
winning?
last one for you, Rico. I need your advice again. So I asked last week. I ended up taking Kansas City to win the AFC.
Okay.
So now I'm holding Buffalo plus 1,300 to win the AFC, which I put in early December. I'm holding Kansas City plus 500 to win the AFC. So obviously one of them is going to move on. Do I hope Houston wins and then I could just money line Houston and that's kind of an easy hedge against the winner of Buffalo, Kansas City? Can't really take Baltimore right now, or do I just have
don't take Baltimore. Hope Houston wins, obviously. But I think that spread is going to be very, very close, and you could take a small hedge on Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. All things considered.
Yeah, I'm with Dukes though. I think Houston's going to win outright.
It'd be something.
Baltimore's frauds come playoff time.
Yeah, a little bit different this year, but they led a lot of teams in games.
There's always one upset.
Lamar hasn't played in 4 weeks.
Gary.
Yep.
Gary, Lamar's not proven in the playoffs.
There's somebody coming off a bye, you're saying, right?
Coming off a bye.
Agreed.
Hasn't played.
That's how the Jets got the Pats.
Houston is in a spot.
That's how the Jets got the Pats that time.
Yeah, I think that there's always like an upset in the playoffs. I think it's this one more likely than the Niners losing to the Packers.
Yeah. So, I'm rooting for you. That's a good spot to have the two teams playing each other. You're at least holding one into the AFC. So.
I'll look at the ones. I'm just going to go through the ones really quick.
Yeah.
Could you see Purdue?
No. I'm saying not make the Final Four.
I'm saying, could you see them win it?
Yeah, I could see Purdue win it.
Houston?
Yeah.
North Carolina?
Yeah, obviously.
Dude, they are so good.
It's Carolina, though. No matter what. They could have you in the backcourt. It's Carolina.
They basically do.
Yeah.
I think Cormac Ryan. UConn.
Yes.
Yeah. That is Tennessee, Wisco, Kansas, Arizona, the twos.
Wisco's really good, but
they're coming.
They've been so. I just feel like something goes against them. They just have bad odds, like bad breaks. They should have. They in those years of Arizona years, even the Duke year, they finally get to the championship game. Brutal comeback. Who are the threes? That's where it starts.
Baylor, Auburn, Dayton, Illinois.
So maybe I could see all of them winning. I don't know if I could see Illinois winning without Shannon, but maybe that's a better story.
Freed.
What?
He's kind of free.
Maybe that's a better story. What are the fours?
Marquette, Duke, Kentucky, San Diego State.
Yeah, so there are a lot that you could see, but there's a ton of those 5 and 6 seeds that can move their way up.
The five that I can't see is Memphis.
I can see Memphis. I think they're really good.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't do it for me on the eye test or the metrics.
We'll see. Yeah, it's a tough conference, but all right, give me the last one. Good call, Gary.
He dropped, but I think this is Fitz in Cincy.
Go ahead.
Yo, Rico, what's up?
What's up?
All right, so I called in last week talking to the Browns, and they're fucked. They have cap hell to come. They keep trying to say that they're going to win a playoff game, and it's like, everyone, I need to know, healthy debate, where's the accountability for people that were saying the Browns were going to be playing the Ravens in the AFC Championship? Where are all these sports personalities that were saying that the Browns are going to keep winning these playoff games? They have to win the first one. And Baker's the only one that's done it for him. So healthy debate. I just don't know why people thought the Browns were going to win. They don't show up in big games.
Well, yeah, that's part of being the Browns. You could say the same about the Lions. The Lions just showed up in a big game. I think we were all fools for thinking that Father Time was Flacco was going to outrun Father Time.
Anything else?
No.
Yeah, no. I literally on
yeah.
Pick Central on every show that I watched, people were saying, "Oh, the Browns are going to take care of business. Joe Flacco's good." It's like, buddy, he's 38 years old. He looked like he was ready to cry on the bench when he was playing against Houston.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that's the only thing. And then the question I have going off that, because I kind of need to just get that out, is that healthy debate. How much is too much when relishing in like a rival team's demise? Because all my Browns fans, like friends that I went to college with, I posted like 2 or 3 things. Not a single word from any of them. No fight. They're done for. So healthy debate. How much is too much when relishing in like another rival's demise?
You have to have had some success. Coming as a Mets fan who used to just laugh at the Yankees' losses, the Mets didn't win shit, so they have that trump card for you. Like so, Louisville. When was Louisville's last basketball title? 2013? Yeah, they won it right after Kentucky.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I know it doesn't exist, but Louisville making fun of Kentucky's demise because Louisville's a mess right now. But when Kentucky goes out in the first round, Louisville has, at least they won a championship. The Yankees and Red Sox, like, you can't just make fun of the Yankees if you didn't win championships. So you kind of have to have some success. If not, teams would be like, at least we made the playoffs, which is what the Yankees usually say to the Mets. So, you know, a healthy amount, I guess, I would say, in the demise. But
yeah, that's definitely
2013.
There you go. Yeah, and Kentucky won in 2012. So there you go. So yeah, good call. All right, Jessica, let's go 2-minute drill.
Okay. All right. If you went deaf, what's the one sound you would miss the most?
Oh man, probably chain net. Basketball going through a chain net, or somebody ripping a fucking monster fawn.
All right.
Or even the sound of your own fucking when you barely make it to the fucking
your
the
own
toilet and your own bomb. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
There's fucking
When you're playing rock paper scissors, do you go best 2 out of 3 or just straight up?
2 out of 3.
Okay. You could transport one furious elephant into any point in history. Where would you put it? Elephants, when they're angry, are very known to stomp out entire villages.
Ooh. Probably Germany, 1939, maybe, for obvious reasons.
Yeah. If you were a fashion icon, but like in your own style right now, like what your style was what put you on the map in that sense. What is one part of your everyday attire that you would like to be adopted and be a staple?
I'm going to adjust and go back, like not even today. I'm going to go back. Used to wear 2 T-shirts, like out.
Like the collars? Multiple
no, like just regular T-shirts. It's like, what?
Why?
It was like a look. I kind of
like
took
white and then a blue on top or something like that?
Yeah, like, and you would curl the sleeve a little bit. It was like kind of a look. You would make it match, like with the graphic on the outer one. Like if you had maroon and gray, I would wear a maroon underneath. Kind of my cousin was doing it. It was like their style in public schools. And then I kind of took it. So maybe bring that back. Normalize 2 T-shirts. Also, or just sweatsuits at all times.
I like the sweatsuits at all times. All right, gun to your head. You have to sing one song perfectly. Can't miss a note or lyric to save your life. What's the song you choose?
Happy birthday. I'm going to be a pussy.
Would you rather be 3 feet tall or 9 feet tall?
9. I think there's plus and minuses of both.
For sure.
But 9.
3 would be easier for, I think, if you're taller, the day-to-day, like getting through doorways and stuff would be.
Both have problems. Like you're 9 feet, you can't have a couch that fits. You can't have a bed that fits. But 3 feet tall, you gotta fucking reach up for. It's tough. Yeah. I think that's tough too. So, but both sides, I see it. It's a good, healthy debate. All right, check us out tomorrow. Good show today. Ryan Hammer, college basketball guy. We'll have him on. Basically 40 minutes of hell. Kind of squeeze some calls in at the end. So
RiderCon videos live.
We'll get that. RiderCon videos live. Go check everything out. Like and subscribe. Everybody loves Healthy Debate. See you tomorrow.